And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to look at a two-player game, and we're going to be in the world of binary, in digital. Only ones and zeros. In my engineering job, all I look at all day is ones and zeros, so this one's up my alley. Two-player tactical card game, it's called 101 from Grill Games. 2 players, takes about 10 minutes to play. Tactical, trying to solidify your area control of certain lines of the code. Let's take a look. Alright, we've got it set up. There's 2 players. One player is going to be the zeros, one player is going to be the ones. These colors are double-sided, so you actually get to pick your color and your number. But one player will be a 0, one player will be a 1, one will be green, one will be gray. Now at the beginning of the game, randomly someone goes first. They'll put their card in the 10 row, and the next person will put their 1 card in 20 row. These are just blank normal cards with no special abilities. What you're going to be trying to do is it's going to go back and forth. You're going to be playing cards on rows. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in the program. And what you're going to be trying to do is control these lines by having more of your number in them, ones or zeros, than the other player. And you're going to be trying to do that to gain the points numbered on those cards. And you're going to be doing this all the way down until the 3rd card comes down to the 50, which is the run, and then the game stops and we tally up all the scores. So in general, that's what you're trying to do. Let's look at a turn. Now you draw 3 cards from your deck and you'll be holding them in your hand. I put them out here for ease of video. Some of them in blank and do nothing. Some of them have special abilities. You're going to play one of these cards in a row, and then you're going to draw back up to 3 cards. Now other than these 2 rows, the rows below it, in order to play here, every row above it needs to have at least 3 cards played there, except for these 2 rows just to get the game started. So for example, I could play this card here, which is very kind of nothing really happens, it's just there. Or I could play something with a special ability. And with the special abilities, they have certain sides. Whatever side that special ability is pointing to, that's what it will do. So this one says, if 0, then 1. This card's 0, it flips it to a 1, and now I own both of these, and I would draw a card. Then it'll be the next player's turn. And that player might play this. It says delete. It takes this card, boom, and kills it out of the game. Now, if I had this in my hand, I could play this, which is a delete card. It will delete this card, and now there's a hole here. So if the other player plays another card, it has to always go in the leftmost spot, which is there. So as the game goes on, once there's at least 3 cards in a row, if somebody has a majority, like there's 2 ones and 1 0, 2 ones and 1 0, as of right now, the 1 is controlling both of these. If it ended now, they'd have 20, 10, 30 total points. But now that there's 3 cards in both of these rows, people can start playing in the 30 there. So we could play a card that has enter on it. Because the enter is pointing up, it takes this card and enters it to the next row like that. Now I do not own this one anymore, but I'm getting pretty close to owning the one that is worth more points. You could play a card that says print, and the print is on this side. It allows me to immediately play another card that's in my hand right there. And when I play this, I play a card that has save on it. The save card saves this card and the card that the save is pointing to, which means nothing can affect those cards for the rest of the game. Now those are all the special abilities in the base game. And keep in mind, as you're playing these cards, you're playing 1 and drawing 1 up to have the 3 cards. When the 3rd card in the row 50 goes, it runs the program and the game ends, and then you look and you see who wins. In this case, 1 absolutely destroyed 0 here. 10 to 30. Sorry, 100 to 30. Now we played that game with 5 special abilities. There's 5 other ones that you can mix in. You can put all 5 new ones. It tells you, you're basically only going to be playing with a certain amount of special ability cards versus regular cards, and you can mix and match to make sure that you have the right amount in there. But for example, this is a syntax error card. And so whatever way this is pointing, all the cards flip to the other side, and then the syntax error card then flips. Boom. There's a card called REM, R-E-M. When you put that there, all cards to the side of REM no longer count for control. So right now, 0 is winning this row with 1 0, and these are nothing. Let's say this card was removed for some reason. The cool thing you can do is there's a cut and paste. This card's a cut. It cuts this card, it cuts it out and puts it into a special pile. But later on, you could actually put a card down here to paste, and it pastes the card back that may then trigger another special ability to happen. You have a card that says go to 10, and it can flip this card and make it go to the space furthest to the left in the 10 row. And there's a card that says if 0, then 1, else delete. Let's say this card was gone. This player plays this. Everything that's around it that was not a 1. So if 0, then 1. So the zeros flip to 1s. Otherwise, they get deleted. And so it can really change a lot of things. Now, those are all the 5 special abilities from sort of the expansion set that you can mix in. And again, the game ends when the 3rd card from the run, or until somebody can't draw any cards. Basically, they've gone through all their cards, count up the controlled lines, and the one with the most points is the winner. All right, well, there's a 101, as I mentioned in the intro. As an engineer, I'm looking at 1s and 0s all day long, so this was kind of interesting to me. So how is it played? Well, I like that it plays quickly in 10 minutes. It's one of those games that you can quickly play before somebody comes over, or while you're waiting for the bigger group or another game to end. It's very quick, it's very easy to teach. It does have that, it's sort of a tug of war. You're trying to, play the delete card and delete their guy and save this guy, and you're really fighting over it. And you're really trying to decide that the good decisions are trying to decide when should I start to go for that next line. If I go up here, that's the 3rd card, then he can start playing on the line below me. I might want to stop that. I might want to try to put some cool cards that spit my cards down, like the enter card, spit my cards down to the next line, like that. So it is an interesting little tactical game where you're constantly fighting back and forth and playing the special abilities and getting your cards down there. It does, obviously, the lower rows are so high in value that, you win the 50, you're on your way to winning the game. So it's really a struggle for those last 2 lines for sure, and then the other ones kind of play into it a little bit. I liked it more than Tom did, but I probably like it about as much as Eric did on the podcast, where I think it's a decent game. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was, for me, it was a decent, fun time for 30 minutes. We played 3 times in a row. I like how they added, there's 10 different special abilities that you can mix and match. You can have every game be completely different. You could randomly pick 5 of them. You could pick your 5 favorites, do whatever, make it so every game's a little bit different. And knowing that everybody has the same cards. Of course, there's a little bit of luck factor where if you get a lot of your good special abilities early, then you're either going to have to hold them in your hand and try to keep them to the end of the game, which kind of clogs up your hand, if you will. Because you don't want to play all those really strong ones early, because you're only playing on those lines that don't really mean a whole lot. So, the luck of the draw can play a little bit in this. But for a quick 10-minute game, I thought it was fun. If you like tactical 2-player games that are quick, that has a little bit of luck involved with the cards, has some variability in setup, this might be one you want to check out. That's 101.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.